Well, howdy, Madcap Toys fans. You're back in the Toy Barn. I hope you're doing fantastic and you're having a wonderful beginning of the week. But before we begin, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to the Madcap Toys family. We want you to be a part of us. Also, make sure you hit the bell for all notifications because each and every time we upload content, of course, you're going to be the first to know. And comments, you know we love them, so you got to keep them coming. You cannot believe this. You probably do believe this because you're like any other reseller. You're looking at the calendar too. Can you believe today we are at the last day of the month? And not only that, but we're the last day of the second quarter. Isn't that crazy? We're here already, right? So starting on Tuesday, July the 1st, we don't only begin a new month, but we begin the third quarter. That's just, I just can't believe it. It just seems like the year has just flown right by us. So my oldest son this weekend asked me what we were doing for the 4th of July. And we said, you know, this year, normally we do bunches of fireworks and have a big show and all that stuff. And this year we're kind of sit back a little bit because we have so much to do on all ends. And so we may just get together on that. But it's just been crazy busy. I'm recording this on a Saturday, but happy Monday to you. We had a very busy day today. We didn't think we would do much. We went to a little country store to get really nice lunch meat. It's very a lot cheaper than it would be if you went to Kroger or Walmart or what have you. I'm talking their lunch meat's like anywhere from $3 to 49 cents a pound to $6.49 a pound compared to $12.99, $15.99 a pound at the other stores. So we go there, we get some homemade bread and all Amish good stuff like that. And Daren was like, hey, you want to go out to eat in another town? Just to not maybe sit in, but just kind of take a country drive and all that. I'm like, sure, let's do it. So we did. And that route basically goes by our new, or our old supplier, but our new ownership pallet person. And so we're getting ready to go by, and Daren looks at me and goes, yeah, we'll just sneak in, kind of see what's going on, right? Well, all of a sudden, you know, we started doing some shopping and we bought another pallet. So in this heat, we were able to get 2 loads of this huge electronics pallet. Daren sought it out. He was like, you know what? It's pretty good. He liked it because there were lots and lots of drones in this pallet. It was a mix between Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Kohl's. So not only just drones, but lots of Bluetooth speakers, cables, microphones for kids, like those little karaoke microphones, and the list goes on. The only thing and the only caveat that I had a concern about, which Daren seems to think we can utilize the, the parts and effectiveness, is that a lot of it was a high return pallet. Many things were considered damaged or defective. So, we're going through it as we speak. We haven't really started yet. I listed about 4 neck massagers that came from Best Buy. Now, those look like they were mitten packaged. Nothing was wrong with them. They didn't say damaged, defective. So I got those listed. And a few things from there, but we have a lot to go through. There may be some things that we may, throw in the file 13 in the trash. It just depends, but we did see some high dollar items. So, in essence, we are hoping not only to recoup our money from purchasing that pallet, but also at least double our money at least. So we're going to start that phase. But also we bought a couple of Amazon mystery boxes, and let me tell you, I was working on that earlier today after we got home, and 90-degree weather doesn't help hair much. But I've been starting to work on that. They were only like, the Amazon boxes were only like $35 a piece. And I was like, Daren, we need to get a couple. He's like, well, let's get a bunch. And I was like, well, no, because the ones that she had, like, they were differently taped. One was taped blue, one was taped black. A lot of times if you were to get a lot of the same, you're going to get a lot of the same exact items you get in the one. So I said, let's just get one of each, one of the light blue tape, one of the dark blue tape, and utilize that, list that. And then when she gets new boxes in, then we can go from there and do that. But I've already took, you know, kind of broke open one so far, and let me tell you, just one item alone not only covers the $35, but also then some, about $20 more. And then I have some other items in there. So body pillows, I think I've got, and that was a really nice one, a brand new package. One of those resistance bands from Urban Fit, a 5-pack, really nice. What else did I get so far? Oh, 150 pack of these metallic green packages where you can stick things like nuts, candy, spices, etc. They're Ziploc bags, brand new. And I got those listed, but I haven't listed yet. They've got a package of little tiny spray bottles that you could put essential oils or what have you in them, any kind of mist spray, maybe make your own. And there was about 10 or 15 boxes of something else. They looked like maybe Bluetooth speaker holders. I'm not really sure. I didn't really look at that yet, but it's something I'm getting into. But that's just in that one box. So I know that we will get our money back and then some on that box. Haven't checked the second box yet. Still busy getting the first box done. But we did list a few items from the electronics box, and Daren has taken some pictures on the other. Again, we're going to have to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. A lot of this is high-dollar items that you would get at an electronics store. However, these have been returned, so we're going to have to carefully go over things, see what we need to pitch and what we need to keep, and what we could possibly list for parts. So we're going to carefully go through that. So anyway, been busy doing that, unloading those two things and getting that into our death pile and working from there. And still moving forward with media and doing all these other things too. So getting all of that listed. So we're going to talk about something real quick because that's what you came to the video for. So guys, we talked on Friday about what has been going on between eBay and the post office, aka USPS, when it comes to that they gave out during June 23rd on the last Monday, a week ago, used tracking numbers to us folks when we purchased online through eBay for our packages. We were one of those lovely little reseller victims that bought probably about 10 to 15 of those tracking numbers that particular day. Up to date, as of today, all of our packages of that day are delivered except for 4 items. So 4 items are still in the air, including the one I talked about where a lady purchased a trident accessory, kind of looks like a pitchfork, but not. It's called a sea trident for a Halloween costume, and it is still out there in the blue. I think I shared with you that her address is in Maryland, and the tracking number shows that the said item, even though it's not physically, but that's what the tracking number says, that it's in Houston, Texas somewhere, and that there's no such number and all of that. So as I had said on Friday, she said, hey, the tracking looks a little funny. I buy a lot on eBay. Do you know what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. You know, I didn't know anything at first, but I looked through it. I thought, oh my God. At first, I thought it was us. I thought it was me. I thought I put a label of Houston, Texas on her package when it was supposed to be Maryland. Not the case. I did it exactly right. And usually I try, when I do packing, I try to make sure that that name goes to that specific item and state before I, do a lot of packages. Now, I know some resellers out there, y'all are rock stars, y'all are cool like that you guys can just, print 15, 20, 30 labels, boom, 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 and then just all these things. That's not me. I have to go through, see the package. For instance, if I was shipping out Living Free, I got to make sure that I see the Living Free, I see it goes to Margaret Smith, and look at the picture, look at Margaret Smith's address, etc. Print the label, go to the box. Okay, yeah, it's Living Free. Okay, it's Margaret Smith's. Slap it on, and then go to the next one. That's just the way I've been. I always want to make sure, because I have had in the past where I've had a few goof ups over the last, 15 years or what have you, where I've accidentally put a label on the wrong box. And I know I'm not the only one out there in the reselling world that's that's ever done that. But but I try to be as careful as I can. So looking at that, going back to that, I was like, you know what, maybe it's me, but then I found out there were other resellers shouting out there, not only in the forums, in social media, on YouTube, saying, whoa, there is an eBay glitch. Whoa, this tracking number is a used tracking number. Oh my God. So, getting back to that, I've had people even ask, hey, you know, I tried to contact eBay of this situation where I have an item that still they say is out in Timbuktu when it's supposed to go over here. I called eBay. I contacted eBay. They act like they don't know what I'm talking about. They act like that it's not their fault. They act like it's not the post office's fault. And some people have had where their customers have placed a haven't received my item yet request, which thank God mine is being very, very, very helpful and knows and understands things. So thank you if you're listening to me right now. But putting the item not received request, which, you know, is fine. But eBay is awarding some of them instantly in favor of the buyer, giving them a full refund when the item is out in, you know, where the item is MIA. We don't know where it is. So there has been suggestions out there. And if you're one of them and you're stuck in that kind of place, you definitely want to get in front of eBay. But right now, if you try to contact customer service or contact chat, it seems like they're really not understanding or getting it, so to speak. Many people are contacting eBay through eBay Business, through eBay Facebook, and letting them know of the problem in this situation. So if you're in that situation, you got to get in front of them in that respect, on social media, etc., to let them know what's going on so they can, you know, reassess the situation. So they're getting actual people that are, you know, watching their social media through on eBay. eBay is actually doing that. And if you were able to go in front of them through that and let them know of the issue, you know, they're aware of what the situation is going on, at least through that medium, and have been helping sellers resolve those problems. So I'm hoping and praying, at least with my situation, my lady's super understandable. She's like, I was going to use that item for Halloween. We've got time. We'll just see where it ends up, you know, how this goes. As of today, they still keep saying that the item's going to be, you know, traveling to that destination. But right now it still says Houston, Texas, when it should be Maryland. So we're hoping that it will all pan out in itself. So that's where we're at with that. But if you really, really want to get in front of eBay with this situation, go to their Facebook page, go to that social media, let them know what's going on, and someone should be reaching out to you. All right, we're going to get to it. Madcap Toys Plus has a slew of stuff that we've sold in the last little bit. She is actually 34% up over last month, which I am so excited about. Doing really good. So for having over 3,000 items on, she's reaped in almost $1,100. And from this recording, we still have about 2.5 days left. So we'll see what happens from there. So lots of different things selling, and we're going to talk about them real quick. So the very first one sold a record. I love selling the vinyl records. I like finding them. I like selling them. And I really like the ones that really shout out and really have a lot of give, something that's memorable, something that stands out. This one here is called The 50s. The 50s Greatest Love Songs and Golden Hits 2-record set, 12-inch vinyl. And this one sold for $7.19 plus shipping to boot. I love that one. It was so bright and cool looking, and it's very, very nice. So we still have a slew of records, 33 RPM records left that we have to do. So you may have heard from us probably about a month ago, where we went to a thrift store that called us and said they had a bunch of vinyl records that they just weren't going to put out, that they were hoping, they knew about us from a yard sale the previous year before, and they wanted us to see if we wanted them for a really good price. And we did that, and that was one of those records. So nice job there. And then next up, we sold a CD. This one is called Madness from 1983, or actually 1993. It says self-titled 1983, June of 1993. I don't know if it was reissue or not. Let me know in the comments below if it was or not. I don't know. And found in the shed, and this one sold for $7.99 plus ship. Really liked that. We try to get, you know, a price range of around between $5.99 to $6.99. But if you get some that you comp them up and they're a little bit worth more, get them up to that worth more, because a lot of times if you have a coupon or you've got a sale running, it kind of gets them moving on out. So love that. Always ship ours also with a medium mail and in a bubble mailer if possible. Next up, this is a cutie little dress, and I'm sure it's for the 4th of July, and already received positive feedback for this one. Cat and Jack, toddler girls tank top dip tie-dye, I believe. Dip tie, it's called the dip tie. Maybe they dipped it tie-dyed. Flutter sleeve dress, size 5T, adorable. And this was found in the Merry Mint bag. This one sold for $7.99 plus ship. I love selling seasonal clothing, and I love it when kids can wear them brand new with tag. Never been worn, of course. Just loved it. It was adorable. Really, really cute dress. And then next up, sold another CD. This is Southern Star by Alabama CD. This was back in 1990. I actually, you know, I've only seen very few celebrities with my own naked eye, but I actually got to mistakenly at the Indianapolis Hyatt way back. This was back in 1990, where I stepped into an elevator and I looked up and the whole band of Alabama was there, including their manager. I was only about 1990. I would have been 17 at the time. And I looked up and I was like kind of in shock. I didn't know what to say except, "Hi, my name is Kathy." And they said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm fine. I sing." And they're like, "Good." And then they walked out of the elevator. I was like, oh, stupid thing to say, right? You know, you're just young and dumb and things blurt out. But at least I didn't say something too dumb. But yeah, whatever, right? I sung in a church. I wasn't like I was a star, but in my mind, I thought it would get me somewhere, but it didn't, right? Anyway, Southern Star by Alabama CD, and this sold for $5.94 plus ship. Pretty good. And again, here's another one, another CD. We've been selling lots of media lately. It's been great. Michael Manring Drastic Measure CD from Windham Hill Records from 1991. And the CD sold for $6.99 plus ship. Got another positive feedback on that one. And this one's my favorite. Did you guys watch this in the 70s at night? I don't know if I watched it on Saturday night or Sunday night. I think Sunday night was the Wonderful World of Disney at 7:30. So I had to watch the Muppet Show either on a weeknight at 7 o'clock or it was Saturday. I just don't remember. Been so long ago. This is the Muppet Show Season 2 DVD from 2007, 4-disc set. It was a really nice set, by the way. Got that at a yard sale. And it sold for $7 plus ship. Probably paid maybe 50 cents for that. So I was very, very happy. And from the Elves bag, we sold this cute little dress. Women's sleeveless ruched, I think. Front tiered dress. Color black size large. Got positive feedback from that one as well. And this cutesy little dress sold for $14.99 with free ship, but I only paid roughly $1 for that dress. And what I wanted to say, and as soon as I said it, my thumb just went off of it, of course, right? It's crazy how that works, but it happens. All right. Come on, go to the second page. Here we go. But I wanted to show you something, though. Dress sold for $14.99, free ship, but I made, I'm only paying $1, $4.86 after everything. So, not too bad. Made would you call it 486% markup, I think. But still, something that had been sitting there a while. You know, we're now with our suppliers starting to get more and more clothing pallets available to us. So still with over $30-some thousand of clothing, we got to get it moved so that way we can get in some new things. So I was thrilled that I made 400% on that dress. So it was great. Loved it, can't complain. And next up, still selling these. I got this in a pallet and I got a whole box of them. I think I had like, maybe was it 36 in a box, I think? 36 packages of these things. This is from Maybelline Expert Tools Brush In Comb 2-pack. New in box, still selling these little tiny things. And this one sold for $11.95 free ship, but I think I made after everything like $3. So if you think about it, that little box that I have been selling these each, $3 each, if I did that for 36, I'm making, golly, what is it, over $100 on just a tiny box that was in a $400 pallet. It's amazing. It pretty much is going to pay for 1/4 of that pallet, of that particular pallet. I'm still selling out of that like crazy, so I cannot complain on that. Next up, DVD, 10 Things I Hate About You, brand new, sealed. And this one, and got positive feedback for that one. This one sold for $8.99 plus ship. Love when you get new and sealed because you don't have to open it up and take pictures because it's new, it's sealed. You know, it's good, right? So you take a picture of the front, take a picture of the back, and we're all set. And got some of these in a case pack. Sold, have been selling a few lately. Hopefully with school, at least in the Midwest, coming back in session, the first week of August, we'll be selling more of these. This is a pack. I put these two together in a lot. Scholastic Pre-K Things That Go Pairs and Pre-K Rhyming Pairs flashcards. These are brand new, sealed, of course, and we have 23 more sets of these left. So if you have children and grandchildren going to school or getting ready to go to school and those young grades, check those out. They're awesome. $6.99 plus ship. Very good. All right, and next up, we sold another CD. This is called the New Style Independent Leaders CD. Another positive feedback there. This one sold for $6.99 plus ship. And I believe this one here is a sellout, this shirt. Women's from A New Day burgundy long sleeve crew neck t-shirt, size small. It's a sellout. And this one sold for $6.99 plus ship. And then this, lastly, this one was a 2-piece set repeat buyer. Thank you, repeat buyer. Name's Kate. Thank you, Kate. From Universal Thread. First of all, she purchased the women's chevron textured super soft over the knee boot socks from Universal Thread. I think they were white, white or cream. And then she also purchased the women's placed cable super soft knee high boot socks from Universal Thread as well. And these are so cute. And the first one sold for $12.99 plus ship. And then the last one sold for $6.99 plus shipping to boot. So those were the ones that we got out. We do have pending orders. We have pending orders of Madcap Toys, Madcap Toys Plus, and Macari is still kicking it. Now, Poshmark's been a little bit silent. Again, I've said it a million times. I haven't been listing on it. I know I need to do it. I've just been so busy transferring media. I've also been noticing that there's older pictures of older listings where they're just sitting there dying and reviving them, where I'm taking brand new pictures, putting them in differently, changing the pricing to try to move it. So lots of things going on there. And not only that, but we're adding to our death pile and taking from it to sell too. So, and then there's fulfillment, right? So usually on Sundays, I'm taking and fulfilling whatever I need to send out for Monday, getting that done. And I'll also be doing another recording, so you see me on Wednesday. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys, because roughly, let's see what time it is. It's on a Saturday night. Oh my gosh, it is 9:30 at night. So I'm going to cut it out for now, but we're going to get back to it. But let me know in the comments below what you think about the situation with the eBay packaging glitch. Hopefully it's over. Hopefully that was just one of those huffy little uh-ohs that we'll never see again. We don't know. But yeah, get in front of them. If you have a situation, get in the social media, get involved, contact them eBay through there and let them know your problems, and hopefully someone will reach out to you soon. But I'm going to go for now, but until next time, guys, bye-bye.